Hey, this is David Nguyen with the Mortgage Edge podcast, brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Today, I got a great couple, powerhouse team from Jacksonville, Florida, the Hays team, Cory and Christy Hays. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Great, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've been looking forward to this one all week. As we speak, it's what is it? Is it Wednesday? No, it's Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday the 13th and November 13th. Thanksgiving is just around the corner. So I'm very grateful for you guys being on here. Guys are a dynamic real estate duo out of Jacksonville, Florida, but kind of unique. You guys are kind of catered to our veterans, right?
I would say probably 95% of my customers are veterans or active duty. And it ranges from the seasoned retiree to the first time home buyer.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about you being a veteran expert and everything, but how long you been a realtor?
So, long story, longer than probably what it needs to be. But I started in real estate in 2018 after retiring from the Navy in 2017. Became a contractor. Decided that sitting at the desk and dealing with what I was dealing with there was not the life I wanted. I was on the phone with Christy at like 6:30 in the morning, and there was nothing in my soul that wanted to go into this place. And she said, you could quit. And it was an epiphany. I was like, what? For 20 years, I was in the Navy. Quitting was never an option.
Yeah.
And so, we talked about it for a little bit. I turned in my notice, and, kind of was kicking around, what do I do? And she said, well, you like people and people like you should go into real estate. And Christy's actually had her license about 2 years longer than I have, but her primary focus has always been commercial. And so I took my test, was walking out of my test in, shorts and t-shirt and some flip-flops. And I got a call from a broker. And he said, hey, I heard you're getting ready to take your real estate exam. I said, I just passed my real estate exam. I'm walking out right now. He said, you should come see me. And I said, well, I'm in some flip-flops and some shorts. And he was like, that's all right. Don't worry about it. And so I went in and I started and was working with the brokerage for a while, and then was presented the opportunity to join Coldwell Banker Vanguard Realty here in Jacksonville. And came in, started looking at the processes and the things that they had in place, the training, and it was all amazing to me. And the manager at the office was great, and kind of haven't looked back since. She makes fun of me. She says I kind of have life ADHD, because I've taken a few jobs here and there and tried it out, but real estate has been the the rock since retiring.
Yeah. So have you always been a VA expert, or was it something that gradually just because of your life experience gravitated towards, or what?
I think it was one of those things where, I know that, and obviously we're in Navy town. Within an hour of us, we have 3 different Navy bases.
Oh, wow.
Naval Air Station down in Jacksonville. We have the Navy Station in Mayport, and then we have Kings Bay up in Georgia. And so many people here are veterans, and I know the lingo, I know the routine, and I think it was not only do I gravitate towards them, but they gravitate towards me as well. They find out, they read my bio, and they're like, he's a retired chief petty officer, so he knows what it is to stand duty. He knows why I can't come sign this document today. He knows that we're underway and I don't necessarily have the ability to docu-sign, and I've worked with customers all over the world. I've got one right now that they're just coming off deployment, and we've been for the last 3 months going back and forth, and just emails, and I can't open it. Okay, well, we'll have to wait until you get back. And so and it's just it's the world I lived in for 20 years, so it's an easy transition.
Awesome. Well, I kind of wanted to hear a story because you guys aren't Jacksonville natives. You guys are transplant, thanks to Christy. Why don't you tell the folks about that story, how y'all landed in Jacksonville? Because I think it's great.
So my whole career, I worked. I was my rate was not a seagoing rate, and at 17 years in, the Navy had the bright idea to make me a more well-rounded sailor, to actually send me to a ship. Having never set up foot on a ship in 17 years, and so we get here, and we had 42 days from our last duty station to this duty station. We had one son in elementary school, one son in middle school, and one son in high school. We ended up renting sight unseen because she was smart enough to call the school liaison and say, "Hey, where should we live?" And we moved in. Our youngest was
going into second grade.
going into second grade, and we found this community and found great schools and did all the things. And fast forward, a few years, and comes time to either re-enlist or put in retirement paperwork. And we were talking about it, and I think her exact words were, "You could keep going on and playing Navy, but the boys and I will be here."
That's the story I
Welcome
heard.
to come home and fly home and visit. We'd come see him, but we just had the opportunity for at least one of the kids to pretty much go from elementary to high school in the same place. So
That's awesome.
we love it. We love Jacksonville. It's
So
Well, where y'all from? Where's home? Where
I'm
y'all?
from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina. And Corey?
I'm originally from northeast or northwest Tennessee, a small town called Union City.
Nothing beats Florida, right? Sunny
No,
weather.
No.
we live 5 miles from the beach. We love to fish, so we can be from our house to the boat ramp and on the water in about 25 minutes. And people laugh. We put gas in our boat maybe twice a year because 15 minutes after we leave the boat ramp, we're on the fish. So
Yeah,
we,
wow.
There's a lot of fishing areas here, so we love that.
That's awesome.
but
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
so I called my detailer and I said, I really, really want to stay in Jacksonville. And she said at the time, unfortunately, there's nowhere that could, that they could place me here in Jacksonville. And I said, well, unfortunately, I got dropped my retirement paperwork, and about 6 months later, I retired.
But I didn't make that choice, just to clarify. I did not make that choice for him.
Well, that's awesome that you have Navy retirement, 20 years, right? Did you do
Yes,
20 or do more?
No, it was 20, right
Okay.
at 20.
Well, that's my envy. That's one thing, being a military man. Talk about that. You spend 20 years and you have a whole nother career now that you can make money off of on top of your military retirement.
Yeah, and that's come in really handy. And I think is honestly one of the things that differentiates like my real estate career compared to others. And it's not knocking anyone or anything, but for me, I do this because I like dealing with people. I like to help. My mortgage is not based on how successful I am as a realtor.
Yeah.
I can honestly, take the time and I take it at the customer's pace. You're not ready to buy now. That's good. I'll be here when you're ready. And I'll deal with renters too. And it's something you don't see a lot of people do, but I have this week I've put 2 junior sailors into, rentals. They've both been here for about 3 weeks and have no idea about the area, and had come across my name and called and said that they had talked to other people and they don't really do showings for rentals and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, sure. No problem. Because it's giving back. It's really helping these guys and giving them that taste of, hey, people care about us.
Well, let me ask you, how do they find you? How did you become? Are you part of a VA team or that caters to it, or?
So with I'm partnered with a couple of lenders. I've got some marketing out in we partnered up with the Veterans News Network and a couple of other places. And what's really funny about these guys, they're both on my prior ship. So it was an instant connection. So it was really cool. But yeah, they just somehow had come across my name by word of mouth, and gave me a call.
That's awesome. So I would think that Leeson would be a big market in any military town, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And that's, it's a lot more work. Well, I won't say a lot more work. But the turnover is there. And so, and it's one of those things where the compensation for placing a rental versus placing someone who's purchasing a home is a lot different, and so that's why a lot of people won't mess with it.
Yeah, but those are your future buyers, also purchasers for leases
Right.
and stuff like that. So let's talk.
And spread the word.
What's that, Christy?
I mean, they spread the word. I mean, they let other people know it on the ship in their command who might be ready for it. But I mean, at the end of the day, our focus is, providing a service and what it's like to have a miserable transition from duty station to duty station, how stressful it is. I mean, our next to last duty station, the movers literally never showed up. So we're scrambling to rent a U-Haul to move halfway across the country and don't know where we're going. And I mean, we've been through the ups and downs of the Navy life and relocating. So having the opportunity at this stage of life to help, a young sailor that's getting here and stressing about what am I going to do with my wife and baby, my ship's getting ready to pull out. I don't know any, I'm from Washington State. I don't know anybody here. It's something we can do to kind of help take that stress, a little bit of stress off their plate, make it a little smoother so that word gets around,
Absolutely. Well, and you can relate. You just got through telling you that some of the stuff you're experiencing, I'm sure they experience also, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I was never in the military, so I can't understand. But you have real world experience. That's why you connect with these people,
Right.
to be able to help them out. That's awesome.
The
What
thing
what
she
is
was
that?
talking about is, no
Say-
kidding, we had to be at our next command on Monday. I had to be at my next command on Monday. The movers were supposed to be there on Friday. At 3:00 Friday afternoon, no movers showed up. And we literally put the all call out, had some of our sailors and stuff like that came in. We fit everything we could fit in a U-Haul and a trailer, and
Gave everything else,
and everything else
gave
got
away our living room furniture. We had to buy new because we couldn't fit it, and we were moving from Georgia to Texas, and it was
So we've been through make that transition easier. It's fulfilling to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that real estate market in Jacksonville. Is it like the rest of the country? Is it listing heavy? More listings than buyers? Or talk about it.
So our market here is very interesting, and it's hard to because we have people coming in from all over the country, especially over the last few years. There's been a big influx, and where Jacksonville is unique is we not only have people coming from New York and California and places like that, but also they're being priced out in Miami and Tampa and that. So they're kind of moving up here. Jacksonville's about 25% cheaper than some of these other markets. And so it's still considered, one of the most affordable places to live in Florida. And so we've as the market has transitioned and gone more towards that buyer's market, we are not in the crunch that a lot of places may be, just because we have a steady influx of, we have Mayo Clinic here, we have all the Navy bases, big Amazon hub. So our market is still pretty solid. There has been, and I'm not saying there hasn't been a transition, but there, it's moved more towards the buyer. But some of the desperation in other places, we're not feeling that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Do you see a lot of first time home buyers for veterans?
I do. And it's, again, one of the things that's really unique about using like the VA loan, you can use it multiple times. And people, and that's one of the things I educate people on a lot. They'll come here and, they're looking to pay $2,000, $2,500 a month in a mortgage. And we talk about, get a townhome, and then as your family grows or as your budget grows, live there a year and move into another and start building your portfolio.
Yeah.
So at the end of your career, you can have that passive income. And so it's deal with a lot of junior sailors and kind of educating them and doing that. But yeah, first time home buyers, people that, have never considered being in a position to buy, and as they make rank and figure things out, they definitely look to it.
It's definitely a way to build wealth, long lasting wealth. I have a lot of veterans that will, because I mean, if you stay on at a location more than 2 years, that's a pretty long time, right? So most people are getting transferred out about every 2 years, and I have people, getting a VA loan, making that their primary, and then moving out, and then eventually roll into other avenues so that they can keep using their VA loan to buy properties. Let's talk about what's so special about the VA loan. Why is it so easy for these veterans to get into a house as opposed to other loans?
So one of the big things is no down payment,
Yep.
And no PMI, which makes it more affordable. And then, on top of that, Florida does a really great thing and allows you to use it as a homestead, which gives you $50,000 up to $50,000 off the assessed value for taxes. So it just makes it really affordable for a young sailor or an older sailor, whatever the case may be. It's just more affordable, and the VA says that they're going to. It's not necessarily everybody says VA loan, but it's more the VA just backs you for the loan. You're still getting, through lenders like yourself is where this loan is coming from.
Yep.
And you guys work with them and you have your various your requirements, which seem to be a little more lax for some of the VA buyers. Like I've seen low scores accepted, a little bit higher debt to income ratio, things like that, because of the VA backing. And that's what makes it really, really awesome for veterans.
I think the biggest thing is this: it's zero down, right? Now you still have closing costs and so forth, but in this market, you're able to negotiate a lot of that stuff. So the veterans out there that don't think they can get into a house, you need to talk to a realtor, because you'd be surprised what you can get into for the same price as you rent.
Right. Yeah. And it actually, it's happened a few times. And literally standing in the driveway of a place and being like, hey, there's a house right down the street, and on that would probably be right about the same amount you're going to rent for. And I just closed on one about 3 days ago, driveway, and he was like, oh, let's look at buying, and we bought, and he PCS'd out. I managed his property for about a year. They've decided that they want to stay on the West Coast and not come back this way, and so around and ended up selling.
That's awesome, and I'm sure made a little profit.
Yeah, he did all right. He did all right. He bought.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, Hays team, as we sit here, it's 2025, about to be 2026. What's the future hold for you guys?
So we laugh because so Christy just recently joined me, and we've really started our couple thing, and we're wanting to expand. We're wanting to possibly do some rebranding and maybe start putting together a whole team and just to service more. We're service as it is, but management, do rental placement, I buying, selling, investors. We do it all, and I think commercial. And I think 2026 for us holds a lot of big things. Honestly, I think we're going to look at doing a little expansion and just trying to provide a better product and just grow and keep passing it and paying it forward.
Well, I know 2026 is going to be a great year for you guys. I mean, I can sit here and talk to you guys all day long, and we're going to have a follow-up show maybe in 6 months or a year just to see where you're at, because we do want to follow up and see where the Hays team's at. I know you've got people to see and houses to show. Before I let you go, what should we have talked about that we did talk about today?
I think one of the big things is just the fear. And it's one of those things for people that if you're considering buying, look into it. It's such a good investment for your future. It goes into like the old saying, when's the best time to plant a tree? Today or 10 years ago? If not 10 years ago, then when? Today. And it's just getting past that fear and actually making the commitment, reach out to a professional and see and start planning. I work with a lot of great people that across the board, and Jacksonville is such a good. I mean, we have sports teams, we have concerts, we have the beaches. Like there's so much. We could talk all Jacksonville and how great it is. And I think one of the big things is just dipping the toe in the water and taking that first step.
I have to agree with you 100%. Well, if the folks want to find you, and I know they do, if you're looking for property in the Jacksonville area, there's only one person I call, and that is the Hays team. Cory, how do they get hold of you?
So you can find me at haysteamfl.com. You can call me on my cell phone, 64556-2190. I'm on social media, Realtor Cory on it all. All you have to do is look, and I'm here.
And if you've been watching this, you saw that go across the lower thirds, guys. And again, if you're looking for property in the Jacksonville area, whether you're a veteran or not, the Hays team is definitely the team to call. I'm David Nguyen. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast. Thanks for being with us.